Okay, so how are you all? कैसे हैं आप सब? Good. Okay, that's great. I'm good, Adnan. Thank you. All right. So, any question that you want to ask? Anything? Any doubt? Anyone? Yes? किसी को कोई डाउट नहीं अभी तक? Okay. All right. So, what we have discussed in our yesterday's class? GDP and GNP. Okay. Okay, great. So, is the Sabna available? No. All right. So, what do you understand by GNP? GNP से आप क्या समझते हैं? You can unmute yourself. आप ना unmute कर सकते हो.
So GNP is the total income. It is generated by the domestic and the foreign residents of India.
Domestic
Most
and
of any
foreign
country.
residents.
Domestic and foreign residents.
See, first of all, Kanchi, what do you understand by residents? If you mention residents, so in residents, foreigners will also come. If the foreigners are, if they are settled in India, if they are doing business in India, that means what? That means that they are also the residents of India. But GNP is not about the foreign nationals. It is about the Indians, right? So GNP, so instead of residents, you have to mention about Indian citizen.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So
Yes.
please do not mention the residents. Just mention about the Indian citizen. Okay. And that will be all. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Sure. What do you understand by GDP? Absolutely correct, Damini. The amount which Indian produce, that is GNP. Very good. What do you understand by GDP? Yes, Supriya. आप बताओ.
So, new and final product which is produced in India.
New and final product which is produced in India within the, this territorial boundary.
Yes.
Okay. Absolutely correct. Okay. So this is what we call about the GDP and GNP. Okay. Now see, our GDP यहाँ तक clear हो गया सबको. So now let's understand and let's discuss about the method of GDP calculation. How we calculate the GDP. ठीक है? GDP calculation करने का method. Just a minute. Let me see the video. Okay. ठीक है? GDP calculation करने का तरीका. Okay. So there are 3 ways via which GDP is calculated. Okay. Income method. There are 3 methods via which GDP could be calculated. One is income method. Another one is expenditure method. Another one is, and the third one is consumption method. Okay. So there are 3 ways. There are 3 things. There are three ways via which GDP would be calculated. ठीक है, ये 3 तरीके होते हैं. कौन-कौन से ये 3 मेथड होते हैं? These are the 3 methods via which our GDP is calculated. First one is income method. Second one is expenditure method, and our third one is consumption method. All right. Now see, what do you understand by income method? Okay, so income method का मतलब क्या होता है? So let's take the example. Let's suppose that you are an IAS officer. ओके, सो एज एन आईएएस ऑफिसर व्हाट विल बी योर सैलरी? आपकी सैलरी कितनी होगी जानवी?
I don't know, sir. Something around 50,000.
Yeah, definitely. You, as an IAS officer, you will be getting the 75,000 as your gross salary, out of which the net salary would be around 55,000. Okay. Now see, in this 55,000 rupees, this is what that you are earning. This is your income. Okay. First of all, answer me one thing. What do you understand by income? There are three things. One is income, another one is revenue, and the third thing is profit. Do you know the difference between these three things? Sabna, you are late today. आज आप भी late हो गए, मैं भी late था थोड़ा. I was not well, that's why I was late. आप किस लिए late हो गए थे? Okay, you are having lunch. All right. So, do you understand the meaning of and the difference between income, revenue, and profit? Anyone? Revenue is total, income is what remains after expenses. Okay. What is profit? Yes, please answer me. What do you understand by profit? See, मैं बताऊं or you want to give a try? More income than investment. Sahiti, this is what I am asking. That what there are three things actually which are very much correlated. One is income, another one is revenue, third thing is profit. So what is the difference between these three things? And how you will differentiate? Therefore, suppose that you are the owner of a showroom. ठीक है, किस चीज का शोरूम है? सपोज करो सबना, आपको मैं बोलूं कि जाओ और जाकर के एक शोरूम खोलो, किस चीज का शोरूम खोलोगे? बताइए। ड्रेस का, चलो ठीक है, ड्रेस का सबना ने शोरूम खोला है, ठीक है। तो अब देखो, सबना is the owner of this particular showroom, dress showroom where dress is being sold. ठीक, तो सबना ने क्या किया? सबना आया, किस चीज का अभी टाइम आया रहा है? दिवाली का टाइम आ रहा है। दिवाली से पहले अपना नवरात्रि है ना, तो चलो नवरात्रि का टाइम आ रहा है ना। नवरात्रि में बहुत सारी शॉपिंग होते हैं या नहीं होते हैं, राइट? तो नवरात्रि में कपड़े खरीदे जाते हैं। तो सबना क्या करेगी? सबना सिंपली किसी होलसेलर के पास जाएगी और होलसेलर के पास से सबना ने 70,000 रुपीज का क्या खरीद लिया? ड्रेस खरीद लिया। तो नाउ अब सबना के शोरूम, और सबना ने अपने शोरूम को भर लिया। अब सबना के शोरूम में कितने रुपए की ड्रेसेस पड़ी हुई हैं बताइए? 70,000 रुपीज की। वेरी गुड कांची। नाउ सबना इज हैविंग द ड्रेस वर्थ रुपीज 70,000 रुपीज। अब एक बात बताओ, अब कांची आई सबना के शोरूम में, है ना, और कांची ने सबना से सारा कपड़ा खरीद लिया। सो विल द कांची और विल सबना give this particular dress at the cost of 70,000 rupees only, or what will be the price then? Whether the sabna will increase the price of those dresses or not? Sabna will definitely increase the price of those dresses. So let's take the example that the Kanchi has bought all those dresses from Sabna at the cost of 1 lakh rupees. Right? ठीक है, तो ये 1 लाख रुपीस में कांची ने क्या किया? सबना से ये सारे ड्रेसेस खरीद लिए। अब एक बात बताओ यहाँ पे, तो यहाँ पे ये जो 1 लाख रुपीस हुआ, 1 lakh rupees किसके पास आया? सबना के पास आया. So this 1 lakh rupees will be called as revenue. All right, this 1 lakh rupees will be called as revenue. काजी ने क्या किया? सबना से 1 lakh rupees में सामान खरीद लिया. लेकिन एक बात बताओ, ये हो गया हमारा, तो what will be the revenue here? 1 lakh rupees will be called as revenue. लेकिन आप एक बात बताओ मुझे, you can just answer me one thing. सबना ने ये 70,000 रुपीस किसी और को पैसे दिए थे या नहीं दिए थे? बताइए. सबना ने किसी और को पैसे दिए थे, ठीक है. तो सबना के पास अभी पैसे हैं 1 लाख रुपीस, लेकिन सबना ने जो ये जो 1 लाख रुपीस का जो सामान बेचा है, इसमें से 70,000 तो किसी और को दिए थे. तो सबना के पास अभी कितने बच रहे हैं एक्स्ट्रा? 70,000 तो सबना अपना निकालेगी या नहीं निकालेगी? 30,000. वेरी गुड. सो दिस 30,000 will be called as profit. Is the difference between revenue and profit clear or not? Clear? Okay, very good. Now what is income? अब देखो सबना ने क्या किया, सबना ने अब सोचा कि चलो यार शोरूम खरीदते, शोरूम में सामान बेचते बेचते हम लोग बोर हो गए, एक काम करते हैं शोरूम को अब हम सेल कर देते हैं. ठीक है. तो सबना ने क्या किया? शोरूम को सेल कर दिया, शोरूम को बेच दिया. उसके अंदर में कवर्ड होंगे, बहुत सारी चीजें होंगी. तो उस शोरूम को बेचने से, कपड़े उपड़े तो नहीं बेचे, लेकिन सबना ने उस शोरूम को बेच दिया. तो उस शोरूम को बेचने से सबना के पास आ गए 50,000 रुपीज. नाउ हाउ मच मनी सबना डज हैव? सबना के पास अब कितने पैसे हैं? Why 80K? सबना हैज 1,50,000. नो 80. अब देखो एक बात बताओ मुझे, ये 70,000 रुपीज जो था, ये 70,000 रुपीज ये तो सबना पहले ही दे चुकी है ना, है कि नहीं? ऐसा तो है नहीं कि ये कुछ नया है, ये तो पहले ही दे चुकी है. राइट. नाउ सबना हैज 1 लाख रुपीज जो कांची ने दिया है, ठीक, प्लस 50,000 रुपीज जो ये बेचने, शोरूम को बेचने से आया. तो नाउ सबना हैव 1.5 लाख रुपीज. सो दिस 1.5 lakh rupees will be called as income. All right. So income is what? From whatever sources that you earn money na, that is what we call income. वो चीज हमारा क्या कहलाता है? वो हमारा कहलाता है इनकम. चाहे जैसे आप IAS ऑफिसर बन जाओगे, तो IAS ऑफिसर, as an IAS officer you will be getting the salary, and suppose that you have written one particular book. Okay, there are various things that you can do. So या फिर IAS ऑफिसर बनने के बाद, for example, you have invested in the stock market. So from stock market also you are earning. All right. So that particular earning will be the part of your income. Okay. So apart from your IAS salary, whatever amount that you are generating, so in total, all those money will be called as income. Okay. So is the difference between income, revenue, and profit clear to you all? Yes, definitely you can say total revenue generated is called income. Janvi. Okay, but see, remember one thing, revenue is about only one source. All right, revenue is about only one source. Here from only one source revenue has been generated. But income is about different sources. Okay, so the money that you have accumulated from different sources, so those in, if you quantify them, that will be called as income. Yeah. Yes, Janvi, absolutely correct. Okay. Is this clear to all?
Also, one thing.
Yes, Kanchi.
Also, if Savna sold that showroom in 50,000, so that will be one revenue, right?
That will be
one revenue, means that will be also called a revenue. Means 50,000.
See, what is the main occupation of Sabna? The main occupation of Sabna was to sell the clothes. That was dress. That was the main occupation. So from that occupation, if you will generate the money, that money will be called as revenue. Okay, but the showroom that she has sold, so she has not generated the money from that particular her prime occupation, isn't it? So she has not generated from her prime occupation. So selling showroom is a different thing, and selling clothes is a different thing, isn't it? So she has generated this money, 50,000 rupees, not from her prime occupation. So that is a different source that from where she has generated the money. Are you getting my point, Kanchi? So this is the thing. Okay. Is this clear to all or not? Because this is actually very important to understand. Yes, Sai.
So,
Yeah.
for suppose someone is a software employee, so he gets salary, right? Do we call it revenue or income?
That will be called as revenue.
So
Right.
whatever main occupation one does, that's called revenue.
Definitely that revenue. And suppose that you are a software engineer and your income is around 50,000 rupees. So that will be your revenue. Okay. But you have invested 20,000 rupees in any particular thing, and out of which you have got 40,000 rupees in return. So now 50,000 plus 40,000 in club there will be 90,000 rupees, because you have received the 40,000 out of your investment. You have invested in the stock market, for example. So now you have the 90,000 rupees. So this 90,000 rupees will be called as income. Is this clear, Sahiti? Okay.
So, but for some person, income and revenue both can be same, right?
How?
If a person is doing labor and he is generating 200 rupees of money per day,
Only 200?
means 500. Okay, if he is not doing another work, right?
Okay.
So he is generating 200 rupees. So it will be revenue and income both, right?
Definitely, that will be called as revenue or income both. But revenue, when we say revenue, we say generally it is mainly when we talk about the revenue, that is mainly for the business purpose. When a person is a businessman, when a person is an independent individual or a working professional, so their whatever amount that they generate, that is called their income, salary.
Okay.
So we will not, in accounting term, in economics term, we will not call them that is their revenue, because revenue is mainly where there is a business.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are three methods via which GDP would be calculated. So income is clear, no? Very good question, Supriya. See, in India, everyone is not a businessman, isn't it? There are maximum Indian population who are, an individual who are working professional. There are very less businessmen in our country, right? So as definitely revenue includes the profit, Samna. Okay, so this is the reason we calculate the Indian income based on the per capita income, that how much amount one individual generates, right? And individual generates the income by different ways, by different means, isn't it? Revenue, just remember one thing, that revenue is about the business purpose. Okay, this particular thing comes into existence when there is an existence of a business. All right, so this is the thing.
Sir,
yes, sir.
Just to answer, I was thinking just to answer what Supriya asked. So, sir, if we basically calculate only revenue, then it could be that one person is having multiple sources of incomes apart from the revenue, and we'll miss out on that income, right, sir?
Definitely, that is also the thing.
Calculate based on income only to see.
Absolutely correct. This is also one of the things. But revenue, if you talk from the broader sense, that is absolutely correct, that revenue is only one part of income. Okay, income covers the holistic approach. Income has the broader perspective. Okay. See, Supriya, your salary cannot determine, and you cannot say that an individual's salary is only his income. Income, just try to understand that income is a broader perspective. If you are earning, suppose that you are employed with the government of India and you are having 50,000 as your salary. Is it necessary that you will be earning 50,000 only? Is it necessary? No, this is not at all necessary, right? You could have invested some amount somewhere. You are earning, for example, you are earning some amount from the stock market. You are earning, let's say, 30,000 monthly on a monthly basis from the stock market. So what will be your monthly income? What are the monthly amount that you are generating? The monthly amount is 80,000 rupees, no? Isn't it? So this 80,000 rupees, because 50,000 as your salary that the government is giving to you because you are the employee of government, and 30,000 you are generating from the stock market. So collectively it will be called as 80,000 rupees. So this is the total amount that you are generating. So this 80,000 will be called as your income. All right. Is this clear now? You can, if see, Supriya, you are, whatever thing that you are highlighting, that is absolutely correct. But remember one thing, revenue is generally used for business purpose. If you are a business person and if you are generating money from one particular, from your business, so there it will be called as a revenue. All right, it is not used for the person who are employed. All right, it is used only for the business purpose. So please remember this. चलो, so income, revenue, profit, ये clear हुआ सबको या नहीं हुआ? मुझे बताओ जरा quickly. Clear है सबका? और बाकी लोग के हाथों में मेहंदी लगी है या कुछ और कर रहे हैं बाकी लोग? चलो, इतना ज्यादा शांत. Why you guys are so silent? 19th batch students are very much silent. Why? What is the reason? किस चीज का बोझ लेकर के चल रहे हो आप लोग? Why you guys are UPSC का बोझ? अरे रे रे, इतना ज्यादा टेंशन है सुप्रिया. और बाकी लोग के ऊपर किस चीज का? Everyone is saying this today, means all the faculty members are saying this. Okay, so why you are silent? सब लोग का ब्रेकअप एक साथ हो गया है क्या? ऐसा तो नहीं है ना कि एक ही दिन में सब लोग का ब्रेकअप हो गया, एकदम सब लोग दुखी आत्मा बन गए एक ही बार में? अभी तक सही है ना? बाबू सोना सबके सही सलामत है ना? चलो फिर, इतना ज्यादा उदास मत रहा करो यार. मतलब ऐसा लगने लगता है कि पता नहीं क्या हो गया है. छोटे छोटे से बच्चे हैं, है ना? छोटे छोटे बच्चों को क्या हो गया एक ही दिन में अचानक से? अभी तक इतना हंसता खिलता चेहरा था. चलो, एनीवे, so see, never ever take UPSC as a burden. UPSC is a very interesting thing. If you will take interest in UPSC, then you will really find it very much interesting, because every day you will learn something extra. Okay, this is actually the beauty of UPSC preparation. Chalo. So there are three methods: income, expenditure, and what was the third one? Batao. What was the third one? Consumption. Very good. मेरी हैंडराइटिंग तो पता ही है आप लोगों को कि मेरी हैंडराइटिंग कितनी अच्छी है. ठीक है. सो ये तीन मेथड है हमारे via which our GDP is calculated. Okay, income method, expenditure method, consumption method. Do I need to explain the income? I hope that is clear to you. Do I need to explain the expenditure and consumption thing? That what is expenditure, what is consumption. Yeah, there are two things that I need to explain. One is expense, another one is expenditure. Do you know the difference? Difference पता है आप लोग को?
So maybe expenditure is the thing. If I'm purchasing something and I will give money to purchase that thing, so that will be included in expenditure. And expense is like if I'm opening some business, like any showroom or anything, so I will incur some cost in that, so that will be expense, I guess.
Okay. Chatra, you are absolutely correct with respect to the expenditure. That expenditure is regarding generating some asset. Okay. What is expense? अब देखो एक बात बताओ, आप जाते हो शॉपिंग करने जाते हो, बताइए शॉपिंग करने गए हो रिसेंटली? तो जब शॉपिंग करने जाते हो तो आप शॉपिंग में क्या करते हो? क्लोथ को खरीदते हो, ड्रेस खरीदते हो या नहीं खरीदते? ड्रेस खरीदते हो आप, ठीक? लेकिन ड्रेस खरीदने के साथ ही आप स्नैक्स वगैरह लेते हो या नहीं लेते हो? कुछ खाते पीते हो जाकर के या नहीं हो, या फिर सिर्फ और सिर्फ शॉपिंग ही करते हो? बताओ मुझे, व्हाट डू यू डू? चिकन खाते हो? अरे क्या बात है जान, ये फिर तो बहुत ही अच्छी बात। तो खाते पीते तो हो ना? तो ये जो खाते पीते हो, ओके, सो ये खाना पीना आपका क्या हो गया? दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग विल बी कॉल्ड एज एक्सपेंस. Do you calculate it? Do you mind it in your business, in your while calculating that how much amount you have invested? You do not calculate it, so this will be called as expense. What is expenditure here? Expenditure is the amount that you have given for purchasing your dress, for clothes. Okay, so that will be called as your expenditure. Okay, so this is the simple difference between expenditure and expense. Try to keep things simple. All right. There are various things in economy. You know one thing, economy is a very conceptual subject, and to my mind this is very easy subject. बहुत ही easy subject मुझे लगता है personally, because एक बार आपने अगर economy को समझ लिया, then you don't have to revise the same thing again and again, because there is a concept. If you will understand the concept, you will remember this. All right, that's why I am finding economy as a very easy subject. I don't know about you people. ओके, आप लोग बता सकते हो मुझे कि आप लोग को कैसा लग रहा है? ओके, शुक्रिया. I'll explain the same thing again. अच्छा एक बात बताओ, बाकी लोगों का क्लियर हुआ डिफरेंस बिटवीन एक्सपेंडिचर एंड एक्सपेंस? चलो फिर जानवी, आप सुप्रिया को एक्सप्लेन करो. Example is clear. I got it. See, there should not be any doubt. Okay, कोई एक डाउट नहीं रहना चाहिए. See, I strongly believe that if you are investing your time here, okay, जो आप टाइम यहाँ पे इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो, so your investment should be fruitful. ये ना फ्रूटफुल होना चाहिए, ठीक है? सो आई स्ट्रांगली बिलीव इन दिस. कोई भी डाउट लेकर के नहीं जाओ आप, ठीक है? तो यस जानवी, कैन यू प्लीज एक्सप्लेन इट? यू कैन अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ एंड प्लीज एक्सप्लेन.
Okay, so as for example, what I expect is that
योर वॉइस इज ब्रेकिंग जानवी.
that I have to buy something. It's already decided, and sir, I'm audible.
But your yeah, you are audible, but your voice is coming in installment. It's very much breaking. Okay, Kanchi, can you explain?
So, like, according to me, the thing which I understood till now, it's like expense is the thing which I'm spending the money for consumption,
Okay.
and expenditure is like if I'm purchasing something and I'm spending the money for the purchasing something. Actually,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yes, Janvi, please.
I'm so sorry, I actually lost connection in between.
No
Okay.
issue.
So, as per the example, what I understood was that expenditure is something that I recognize as that will help me in future as a utility, as an asset. So, I am, paying that amount for that. So, that amount would be the expenditure, and expense would be something that I don't mind spending. That is not, coming out of my funds, I would say.
Absolutely. See, expenditure is something that will create your asset, that will help you in generating asset. But what is expense? Expense is something that will not help, that will not be helpful in generating asset, from which you will not be able to generate the asset. Okay, so both are, in both the cases you are spending the money, but at one point of time, in one expenditure, in one spending, you are able to generate the asset. Okay, but in one spending you are not generating the asset. That is only for, lighter purpose. Okay, expenses are only for the lighter purpose. For example, let me give you another example related to it. Okay, another example is that will clear the doubt of all other people. Have you worked anywhere? आप लोग में से कोई है जो working professional थे पहले? Supriya, you are there. Okay, so Supriya, you were receiving tea snacks or not? Tea and snacks in morning or afternoon? Tea and snacks आपको मिलता था. You were getting salary also, right? The salary that you used to get, that was the expenditure for your boss. Why salary was the expenditure for your boss? Because the amount that your boss used to give to you, okay, so from that particular amount your boss would have generated more revenue, isn't it? वो आपके बॉस को जो आपको जो सैलरी देता था उसका दुगना तिगना आपके बॉस आपसे काम करवा लेते होंगे, है कि नहीं? सो दैट इज द थिंग, और बॉस को बहुत ज्यादा फायदा होता था. बट ये जो टी और स्नैक्स जो खर्चा होता था, ऐसा तो है नहीं कि टी और स्नैक्स फ्री में आता है, राइट? इस चीज में भी तो काम में आता होगा. तो ये टी और स्नैक्स में जो खर्चे होते होंगे, दैट वाज वेरी मच नेग्लिजिबल इन नेचर. Okay, you can easily manage all those expenses, all those money regarding your tea and snacks. वो आपको ज्यादा fruitful, वो आपके लिए उतना ज्यादा fruitful नहीं रहता. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so that is what we call expenses. This is the amount that is being spent on tea and snacks, these are expenses. The amount that is being spent on your salary, that is what we call expenditure. So this is the difference between expenditure and expense. Okay, so remember this thing, that expenditure will always be fruitful, will always be helpful in generating the asset, whereas expenses, these are very much negligible in nature. All right. Prior, why it will be calculated prior making investment? It will not be calculated, right? Only you will come to know only once you will have the idea that this much amount you have invested, right? Then only you will be able to learn, you will come to know about it. See, if there will be too much of expense, obviously, if there will be too much of expense, suppose that you are investing daily, you are having party on a daily basis. So obviously that will affect the profit and loss of a company. But tea on a daily basis, I am also getting tea, right? So this tea is not going to impact the profit and loss of the company, right? Because company is not a small thing, it's a very big one. These will actually enhance the productivity, isn't it? Tea break and all those things, these things enhances the productivity, right? Because you need the break, right? So that is the thing related to it. So that is the second method. Third method is consumption. What is consumption? Yesterday we took the example of car, right? किसने कार खरीदी थी? Mercedes Benz किसने खरीदा था? कल की क्लास में? शुभ्रा ने? Okay. So that was what? That is the part of consumption. All right. So these are the three methods via which GDP is calculated. याद रहेगा ये? Is this clear to all that how the GDP is calculated? सबको क्लियर हुआ ये कि GDP को किस तरीके से कैलकुलेट किया जाता है? चलो then, very good. Now let's discuss about the types of GDP. Yeah, from tomorrow onwards, now I'll do one thing. I'll bring one blank PPT from there. There I will try to explain it. यहाँ पे space की कमी हो जाती है. Types of GDP. अच्छा एक बात बताओ, बाउंस तो नहीं कर रहा है ना? समझ में आ रही है चीजें? या बाउंसर जा रहा है? मैं सोहेब अख्तर तो नहीं बनाऊं ना? चीजें आ रही है समझ में? चलो फिर डाउट हो तो पूछ लेना, ठीक है? ये नहीं कि पूरा मन में डाउट लेकर के करते हैं, मन की बात नहीं करनी है, ठीक है? मोदी जी तो हो नहीं आप लोग जो मन की बात करोगे, ठीक है? एकदम खुलेआम आकर के पूछ सकते हैं. यस
So one thing, sir, as you said, we can calculate GDP by using three methods. So by adding all these three methods, we can calculate GDP, right? At the same point of time, like income, expenditure, and consumption, all together.
All together also you can do that if you want.
And by one we can also do that.
Definitely. See, by one what will happen now? You will be able to calculate only one version. Okay, you will be able to calculate only income. How much amount you have generated.
Increment. Okay.
Income and all. Okay, if you will use the income method also, expenditure method also, and consumption method also, that will present you the holistic picture. By using income method also, you will be able to generate. There is no problem at all. You will be able to calculate. By using expenditure method also, you'll be able to calculate. There is no problem at all. But if you will take all those three into account now, so that will present the broader picture and the more clear picture.
So the country calculates the GDP, so it includes all the three methods?
That depends. Mainly, on many occasions, they uses all the three methods while calculating. All right. Okay. Our National Statistics Office. It is a part of which ministry? Yes. National Statistics Office is a part of which ministry? बताइए. It is a part of Ministry of, याद रखना, this is important actually, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Okay, very good सिद्धूजा, very good शुभ्रा. मैंने पहले बताया था ना आप लोग को. You know one thing, initially it was NSO, there was NSSO, National Sample Survey Organization plus Central Statistics Office. Okay, CSO, Central Statistics Office. So these two are the different organization. These two are different body. But in the year 2018, Government of India, not in the year 2018, but in the year 2019, okay, Government of India merged National Sample Survey Organization and Central Statistics Office, and now they have only one body called as National Statistics Office. All right, but initially they were the two organizations. So NSSO, National Sample Survey Organization, this used to calculate the literacy rate, okay, and other social related things. And CSO, they used to calculate the GDP and all. But now there is only one body called as National Statistics Office, because Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, this is a new body that has been created, okay, in the year 2019. Okay, so National Statistics Office is a department under your Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So please remember this, because UPSC in a statement based question will give you this thing as a statement. इसको as one statement UPSC दे देगी, ठीक है? तो ये चीज याद रखना. चलो, now let's understand the types of GDP. Okay, there are two types of GDP. One is real GDP, another one is nominal GDP. दो तरीके की GDP है, एक हो गई हमारी रियल GDP, एक हो गई हमारी नॉमिनल GDP. Now what is real GDP and what is nominal GDP and what is its utility? So just first of all, try to understand the utility of real GDP and nominal GDP. So real GDP and nominal GDP, it basically talks about the inflation in the market, that whether inflation is there or not. Okay, that is the only utility. Do you know the meaning of inflation? The price rise in most of the goods. Inflation is a separate topic. I'll be dealing with inflation topic separately. Okay, so real GDP and nominal GDP, its utility is about regarding what? Its utility is regarding, you know, measuring the inflation, that whether inflation has come in a market or not. That is the only thing. That is the only utility. All right, of real GDP and of nominal GDP. Now, just understand one thing. What is this? एक बात बताओ आप लोग, do you have the grandparents? है आपके पास? Do you have the grandparents? Okay, you guys are the lucky one. Then अब एक बात बताओ, grandparents के पास आप कोई भी सामान खरीद करके लेकर के जाते हो, वो सबसे पहले क्या बोलते हैं? What is the first statement that they make? कितने का है? Very good. So, yes. फिर उसके बाद ये क्या बोलते हैं? After that, they make their statement. हमारे जमाने में ये चीज इतने में मिला करता था. They always go on nostalgia or not? होता है या नहीं होता है grandparents के साथ? है ना? I don't have the grandparents now, so I don't know. But you know, I have seen this thing. मेरे भी बचपन में जब मैं था तब थे, है ना? तो ऐसा चीज होता है. तो grandparents हमेशा अपने जमाने में चले जाते हैं. ठीक है, and your grandparents start comparing the product with their time, right? So once if the product is being compared, so that product comes under real GDP. यहाँ पे क्या होता है? In the real GDP, the product is being compared from the base year. ठीक है, और nominal GDP में क्या होता है? Current price होता है. There is current price. And I know that आपको ये चीज अभी समझ में नहीं आई होगी. ठीक है, अब देखो मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ चीजों को अच्छे से. देखो, सबसे पहले रियल जीडीपी. एक होता है चीज करके बेस ईयर. Base year is what? Base year is a parameter. Just understand this, that base year is a parameter from where you judge the things. Okay, for example, India's base year is 2011 to 2012. That is the base year. So ये 2011-12 में सपोज करो एक मोबाइल फोन है. ठीक है, तो ये मोबाइल हम क्या करते हैं, बेस ईयर से हम जज करते हैं कि आज के टाइम पे, प्रेजेंट टाइम पे, आज का ईयर क्या है 2021, तो 2021 में मोबाइल फोन मिल रहा है. तो ये मोबाइल फोन 2011-12 में कितने में मिलता था? व्हाट वाज द प्राइस ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर मोबाइल फोन? बेस ईयर सेट, आई विल टेल यू, बट जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड बेस ईयर फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. ओके सो ये मोबाइल फोन जो है 2021 में जो मिल रहा है ये 2011-12 में कितने में मिलता था. ऑलराइट, सो दिस इज व्हाट दैट वी कंपेयर. ठीक, तो ये होता है हमारा बेस ईयर. सो इन द बेस ईयर देयर इज अ कंपैरिजन. ओके, बेस ईयर इज चूजन where we can make the comparison, जहां पे हम क्या करते हैं, कंपैरिजन करते हैं. तो ये हमें बता देगा. एक बार बताओ 2011-12 में सपोज करो कोई मोबाइल फोन 8000 में मिलता था, ठीक है, और सेम और ये मोबाइल फोन आज के टाइम में सपोज करो 20,000 में मिल रहा है. सो वी विल कम टू नो अबाउट द इन्फ्लेशन और नॉट. आंसर मी दिस. We will come to know about the inflation. So this is what we call your real GDP. ठीक है, ये आपका क्या कहलाता है, ये आपका कहलाता है रियल जीडीपी. रियल मतलब क्या, असली, ओरिजिनल. ओके, तो व्हाट इज रियल जीडीपी? रियल जीडीपी इज अ टाइप ऑफ जीडीपी where a product is being compared from the base year, where inflation is counted. यहाँ पे inflation को हम काउंट करते हैं और जो हमारा प्रोडक्ट जो है we compare the product from the base year and we calculate that yes the product is being expensive or not. एक प्रोडक्ट एक्सपेंसिव हुआ है या प्रोडक्ट एक्सपेंसिव नहीं हुआ है. दिस इज व्हाट वी कॉल योर रियल जीडीपी. इज दिस क्लियर और नॉट? बताइए. I will tell you about the base year. Just a minute. Just please let me know that whether you have understood the real GDP or not. Real GDP is clear to you all? सबको आ गया समझ में? चलो. Now let's discuss about the base year. So base year is what? It's a parameter, and that totally depends. There is no parameter. There is no guidelines for setting base year. There is that totally depends upon the whims and fancies of National Statistics Office. You know, prior to 2000, at present, India's base year is 2011 to 12. Prior to 2011 to 12, the India's base year was 2004 to 2005. ठीक है, that was the base year. Now your base year is 2011 to 2012. This is the base year. Okay, now the government is thinking to change the base year from 2017 to 2018. ठीक है, there is no parameter as such. Now the question arises, why the government keeps changing the base year? Base year को change करने की जरूरत ही क्यों पड़ती है? You might be thinking. Absolutely correct, Kanchi, because new product comes into the market. एक बात बताओ, Zomato कब से आप यूज कर रहे हो? From last 2 to 3 years you are using Zomato. 2 से 3 साल से. क्या आप 2010 में यूज करते थे Zomato को? बताइए. But you will calculate Zomato. नहीं करते थे. But now you are having the Zomato, isn't it? So if you will not calculate Zomato, okay, if you will rely solely on the real GDP, okay, तो वो real GDP हमेशा कम रहता है. Always एक चीज आप हमेशा देखना, गवर्नमेंट जो निकालती है, गवर्नमेंट जो GDP का आंकड़ा जो निकालती है, जो डाटा दैट गवर्नमेंट प्रेजेंट्स, okay, तो the government releases to both the types of GDP, real GDP also, nominal GDP also. In the real GDP will always be less. Real GDP हमेशा कम रहेगा. Why? Because most of these things are not calculated in the real GDP. क्योंकि Zomato तो अभी आया है और Zomato का base year और real GDP का, what is the base year of real GDP? That is 2011-12. So in the year 2011-12, from there we compare the data, isn't it? So real GDP is simply about comparing the data. So from 2011-12 is not being counted. How far Zomato is concerned. But so this is the thing. So in order to include the new product base year, the government keeps changing the base year. Okay, हमारा जो नेशनल स्टैटिस्टिक्स ऑफिस है वो बेस ईयर को चेंज करते रहता है, जस्ट टू इंक्लूड न्यू सर्विसेज एंड टू एक्सक्लूड दो सर्विसेज व्हिच आर आउटडेटेड. ठीक है, जो सर्विसेज आउटडेटेड हो चुके हैं, पुराने हो चुके हैं, उसको एक्सक्लूड करते रहते हैं और नई नई चीजों को इंक्लूड करते रहते हैं। ऑलराइट, इज दिस क्लियर? सबको आया समझ में? ओके, व्हाट इज नॉमिनल जीडीपी देन? अब देखो नॉमिनल जीडीपी हमारा क्या होता है? नॉमिनल जीडीपी वेयर करंट प्राइस इज एडेड, where current price is taken into consideration. Absolutely correct. So in the nominal GDP, you know, older price, there is no comparison as such. Here inflation is not counted. Inflation is not considered here in the nominal GDP. ठीक है, हम आज के जमाने के लोग हैं, आज सामान खरीद करके लाए हैं, अपने को कोई मतलब नहीं है कि इन्फ्लेशन इस प्रोडक्ट में है या इन्फ्लेशन नहीं है. There is, we don't, literally we do not care about this particular thing. Okay, so this is what we call nominal GDP. Okay, yes, Jan.
The real GDP as well, we're counting the, we're calculating the current price only, na, but not the current products or the new products.
In real GDP?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we calculate the current price, but while comparing how we calculate the current price, we there in the real GDP, we compare it with the base year also.
So
but here in nominal GDP, we do not compare with the base year. Here only we mention about the current price. We do not compare with anything. So that's why here inflation is not counted. Yes, Jan.
Yes, sir.
Clear? Okay. All right. So here, so that's why nominal. If you look at the government data, na, so nominal GDP will always be high. ये हमेशा गवर्नमेंट हाई दिखाती है, हाई रहती है एक्चुअली नॉमिनल जीडीपी, क्योंकि यहाँ पे इन्फ्लेशन तो मेजर ही नहीं हुआ है, इन्फ्लेशन अपना काउंट ही नहीं हुआ है. ठीक है, सो दिस इज द थिंग रिलेटेड टू योर नॉमिनल जीडीपी एंड रियल जीडीपी, एंड दीज आर द टू टाइप्स ऑफ आवर जीडीपी. ठीक है, ये है हमारे दो तरीके का जीडीपी. एक हो गया रियल जीडीपी, नॉमिनल. गवर्नमेंट हमेशा देखना, गवर्नमेंट, इफ यू लिसन द वर्ड ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट, ना, गवर्नमेंट विल ऑलवेज कोट द नॉमिनल जीडीपी. Because nominal GDP is always higher. Why it is higher? Because inflation is not measured here. Real GDP will be lower. Why real GDP will be lower? Because real GDP में inflation को measure किया जाता है. That's why that will be lower. Is this clear? ये पूरा समझ में आया real GDP और nominal GDP का concept? That is clear to all? चलो, very good then. Yes, Jan.
Yeah, okay, so if the base year is 2011 to 12 and we have to calculate the GDP of say 2019, so if there are new products and companies entering the market in the years between, so we will not include those until the base year is updated, right?
Yes, so that's why we have the another method also, not nominal GDP.
Yeah, I got that. Okay.
Right, so that's all right then. So this is about the GDP calculation. Now we are left with few important topics, few important things like our factor cost, market price, and few keywords. Okay, there are few keywords regarding accounting of national income. All those things we'll be discussing in our next class, that is tomorrow. Tomorrow also we have the class. Yes, Sabna. All right, so tomorrow is the thing. So tomorrow we will be discussing about these keywords. All right, guys, so that's all for today. Take extreme care. I hope this is clear to you all. All right, regarding GDP, GNP, methods of GDP calculation and types of GDP is clear to you all. I believe so. All right, then done for today. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow and take extreme care of yourself. All right, bye bye.